Welcome to Cyclops is Waiting for Me, an X-Men animated recap podcast with Wolverine the X-Men, episode 23, Shades of Grey. I'm JC, and I need to have a small rant, Rod.
Okay.
At the time of recording, which this is the 6th of November, they have put out for pre-order Bitty Pops. Are you familiar with what a Bitty Pop is?
Not at all.
So obviously you know what a Funko Pop is. Mm-hmm. But a Bitty Pop...
Oh, are they just smaller ones?
Like this,
okay.
This small.
I've seen those. Okay, I didn't know those. Okay, gotcha.
So they put out 3 4-packs that are X-Men the Animated Series, as well as a mini mansion that's like closer to the size of a full pop is the entire mansion, though. Mm-hmm. The Magneto box set, you could buy it on Amazon. The Cyclops box set, you could buy it on Amazon. The mansion itself, which comes with Professor X and Wolverine, you could buy it on Amazon. The pack that has Rogue and Gambit is not even available on the Funko website, but you have to get it through Entertainment Earth, which it's a reputable enough site, but I'm like, I just want to get it off of Amazon so I could do like garage delivery and not have to worry about shit if I have to go into the office that day. Because that will be what is stolen off of my front porch. Is the fucking $12 thing that's this big will be what gets stolen. And I'm just very annoyed by that right now.
Oh, they took a cue from Lady Taylor Swift.
But it's just not even like showing up on Amazon, but there's nothing that says anywhere that it's exclusive to Entertainment Earth or anything like that.
Oh, gotcha. They're just putting it there. Yeah, that's why I for other reasons, but also I have a PO box just because, like, I know we live in a big city, so I don't trust packages, and even then, sometimes it's kind of tough to get stuff. But and I'm Rod, and this is Lucy. I don't know how long she's going to be joining us for, but
our producer's back in the studio this week.
Yeah, she's in full pumpkin spice mode. That's what the sweater is, because we finally hit fall. No. Also, like, we're just a couple weeks out from Thanksgiving by the time everybody hears this, so... Or American Thanksgiving.
Yes, because this episode goes live on the 17th. So, yes, it's a week before Thanksgiving, basically.
So, happy Gratitude Day, I guess everyone. Don't want to necessarily celebrate the other things.
Yeah. We did. And, I also forgot to mention previously, we did an unboxing of the X-Men 97 Hero Clicks, which I did post on our Instagram, some of the highlights of it. The full video of the unboxing is on the live tab on YouTube. The audio is not good enough to put up a podcast, so there's nothing special on that. But I just want to show some of the highlighted figures from it. So they did this is going to be fun one to get these to show up on the camera.
You gotta do the beauty thing where you like focus.
Yeah.
Like the,
all right.
like
So I'm not gonna be able to do 2 at once, but you'll be able to see.
Anyway.
So that.
Oh well, still. Oh, now it's focused. There it is. Oh, it started to. Man, influencing's hard.
Dude, what the? There she is. Jean
it's the classic Jean from 92.
So they have Jean with the ponytail. And then they also did
Madeline.
With the hair down. And then there was a rarer Jean.
Marvel Girl.
With the Marvel Girl outfit. And also her hand is see-through for some reason.
Which is magic.
Yep. The second rarest of the box was this Professor Xavier. What
is it? What does the thought bubble say? Is it To Me, My X-Men?
It's To Me, My X-Men.
Nice.
But he's also, like, back-weighted, so this is going to fall over constantly.
Yeah, why is it weighted like that?
It stands up fine when it's not in my hand, so I'm not questioning it. And then the rare, or super rare of the entire box, was this Nightcrawler, who is vamping.
That's cool.
Yep.
And swords.
Yep, 3 swords going on it. It's vamping. But they have like just a regular Nightcrawler standing there by himself, and then there's this one, and this is like the good one of the entire box. So
The Jean Madeline thing just reminded me, like, maybe I just missed it and someone did do this, but I'm kind of disappointed in, like, the geek community that there wasn't, like, maybe a pair of twins that went out as Jean and Madeline, and the only difference in their costumes is one had their hair in a ponytail and the other one had to pull it down. That would have been a genius costume.
I feel like our algorithm for the X-Men account for this would have popped up, because I'll sort through it like every like day or so just to like find stuff to repost and share to stories, and I have not seen that.
Because that would have been great.
Does Michelle Waffle have a twin sister we're not aware of? Because I should suggest that to her. So,
and then like either they go with a Cyclops, or they just like rush every Cyclops they see on Halloween night. You know,
the only problem with that, you're not going to find many Cyclops on Halloween night. Try as we might, he's still not cool enough to get a lot of Halloween looks. So
I know there's at least one I've seen pop up around like Comic Cons and stuff. But
yeah, at cons, sure, but yeah, not.
Or
not
I
so
guess
much.
it might be easier is if they like flirted with like every Wolverine. Maybe that would be.
That's more realistic. I definitely saw some Wolverines. Although I was also in West Hollywood, which is at a giant party of 65,000 people show up to that damn thing.
I could never. Okay, so I can talk about this now because it's over a year later and the shows come up. Not this past Halloween, but the Halloween before, I was in WeHo for Halloween for a hot second because Edwin McCain was there, and like, not to name drop, we're friends. So he was in town filming for The Masked Singer, which I could not talk about for 8 months. But now it's been revealed he's on the show and everything, so I can talk about this. We were hanging out on Halloween night in WeHo, and then like, you guys were all at like another bar.
We were
and I was going to
meet in Pasadena. We were far out there.
Well, then you ended up in like NoHo. That's where I met up with you guys.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going to go to you guys because this place is insane. I didn't even go to a party in WeHo. It was just being on the streets of WeHo during Halloween was so. I mean, it's probably a lot of fun if you're in the party. I'm not a party guy, so I was just like, I got to get out of here. But yeah, that was great. Halloween in WeHo is like a whole different beast. But if some twins dressed up as like Madeline and Jean, and then just gave trouble to like every Wolverine they saw, which I think I saw Jake did a
Jake
cool
had
Wolverine.
a great Wolverine.
And then what was his dog dressed up as?
I don't remember.
His dog had a cute costume too. That would have been fun to see like Jake get accosted by a pair of Jean Madelines.
Well, in between the last two times where we recorded, Punker Ducky and I decided to abuse Jake at the same time. And there were multiple posts about us abusing Jake. Oh, it was when they announced when the date was. That's what it was.
So now my idea is scrap the twins. You and Punker Ducky do Madeline and Jean. And then go harass Jake.
If you think there is any shot of Punker Ducky doing anything that is not Rogue or Gambit, you're on crack.
Hear me out. If it's to annoy Jake. Nope. Anyway.
Not going to happen.
So our show, Cyclops is Waiting for Me, is our bi-weekly podcast.
Our show.
Yeah. Although right now you're hearing us in the middle of like a makeup week. So you heard one last week. We're in here this week, and you'll hear one next week, and then we'll be back on the bi-weekly schedule.
Yep.
We're going back to watch every single X-Men animated episode we can find. This podcast started with the original 1992 X-Men, the animated series, building up to the release of X-Men 97. And along the way, we've completed X-Men Evolution and launched our companion interview show, the Xavier Files. With season 2 of X-Men 97 dropping in the summer of 2026, which we still don't know exactly when that is, we're dedicating this year to all of Wolverine and the X-Men, and we're in the home stretch now. So this is the last episode before the 3-part finale. So this might be the last kind of incidental story, I guess, that we get from, because after this it's just going to be a sprint to the end, right?
Yeah. Also, do you hear the little shitty motorbike revving outside my window right now?
I mean, faintly. I can't tell if that or I'm on the straightaway now too. So every once in a while I hear drag racing outside my place.
Yeah, welcome to that.
Right.
Some quick reminders: we are a recap show about a series that started over 15 years ago. There are going to be spoilers, and if you don't want it spoiled for you, pause the podcast, watch the episode, and come back. I'm going to throw this in here now because why not? If you like what you heard, make sure to give us a rating on the podcast app if you're choosing. It helps us out. And some of our friends who get lots of ratings end up in the top and get suggested a lot on iTunes and Spotify. So if you could do that for us, we'd appreciate it. We are not currently sponsored or affiliated with Marvel Animation, Disney, or Disney Plus.
And don't forget to follow us on social media at Cyclops IWFM Pod on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and we'll see how long TikTok goes for.
Yeah, it might be dead by the time this goes live. Who knows? Now on to the show. We're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 23, titled Shades of Grey. It aired on September 24th of 2009. That doesn't sound right because the previous episode was listed as September 25th of 2009.
Unless
I
it was
haven't
one
put a
of those out
script
of
together
order
in a
games.
month. I'm just going to blame it on that. But
Okay.
it does have an 8.2 star rating on IMDb. When did 50 Shades of Grey came out? That was
I was just going to think about the same thing.
50 Shades of Grey book. We're racing to it. That came out in 2011. So Shades of Grey had nothing to do with 50 Shades of Grey. Which
It's funny. So this could have like inspired it a little bit. Put it out
50
into the
Shades
ether.
of Jean Grey, and it's just the the love triangles of Scott and Jean.
I'm going to admit, other than the soundtracks, I don't know what 50 Shades of Grey is about at all. Other than it started off as like Twilight fan fiction or something.
It did start off as Twilight fanfiction, and then it was like every housewife's introduction into BDSM, I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying that flippantly. I think that's legit what it ended up being. So, and now we're in the romantasy era of the modern world. So,
Okay.
I think by comparison, 50 Shades of Grey is really tame compared to like the fairy smut that exists at this point. So,
I have a friend that runs a smutty romance novel podcast. So I hear about the most bizarre stuff. But I will say 50 Shades did give us a lot of good music, and one of the best pop songs ever is Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. So give that credit.
that is a good song. I will give credit to that.
And a really creepy version of Crazy in Love by Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm good without that one. Episode kicks off with the previously on, and we get the Flash Day. We get some Scott and Jean moments in the memories, and then it cuts over to Angel and the Sinister story with his wings chopped off. You get the Archangel reveal happening, and then Jean waking up. So that's a quick little recap. Starts off with the nurse who is chatting with Jean and just kind of like going through a bunch of flashcards. And I realized I put a note on one of the flashcards that give me 1 second to look it up on when this character was revealed. But one of the names that she says is Hope. And Hope Summers is character who's had a pretty lengthy history at this point, but when was she introduced? That's the part I just want to look. She was introduced in 2008. So
I also have a question for anybody out there that works in like the related field that this is in. So I don't know if like it's like mental health or therapy or psychiatry or something. Is this like an actual methodology for people with like really bad amnesia and stuff? Yeah, like to help them remember to go through a bunch of common names or something like that. It's interesting because like if that seems so wild because like what if you're one of the kids that never, what if your name is like one of the people that never got the keychain, and then you just go through
Bort?
all of this. Yeah. No, Bort had one, right?
Oh yes, Bort did have
but
one,
but Bart didn't.
But yeah, so Hope, like I said, it probably wasn't intentional. It makes sense that's a name that would go through on the H's. And then I didn't realize Eileen could be spelled Ilene. Like I looked it up to do a double check against it, but I always thought Eileen is like EI blah blah blah. Like I didn't realize that was actually an option for it.
I didn't either.
And Jean is just getting increasingly frustrated with everything. And then she never says the name because right as she's about to get to that flashcard, Jean has this like big psychic push that the nurse realizes like everything that's happening. And I just wrote down racist, which I guess is more appropriate to call her bigot nurse. But that psychic push that comes out from Jean, Emma detects it all the way at the mansion. And that is where we cut into the animated intro.
But to like that nurse, she pops up a couple times. She's never a good person. Like in that time,
awful.
like
I fucking hate her.
In that moment, even before the bigot moment, she just doesn't take no when Jean is like an injured woman, like in the hospital is like, no. And then she's like, let's keep going. And not even just like to the end of this letter. She's like, let's do this plus 2 more sets of letters.
Yeah, we have to get through K if we're going to, hit our quota for the day on names to piss you off.
Yeah.
Then here's the only part that was a little bit like weird from like a timing perspective, because I didn't get the impression that this is what this woman was doing the first thing in the morning, Like, it seems like that was a mid-afternoon activity for me for some reason. But in the mansion, Emma is knocking on Scott's door, and Scott does not want to wake up. And he's like, come back in the morning. And she's like, it is morning. So it's like, this woman was just going hard on Jean at like 8:30 in the morning, it felt like.
Yeah, it was the first thing in shift. Maybe that's why she wouldn't give up. She was like, we have to get through this before you can have lunch.
Before she'll even give her breakfast, if she's like one of those nurse Ratchet types. But of course, Emma mentions that she thinks she found Jean, and hard cut to Scott in full uniform walking to the car with Emma. He's like ready to go. Dude is on a mission. And he doesn't even want to wait to tell Wolverine what's going on, which I feel like he should probably be in communication with Wolverine, because they all know they have less than 8 days at this point.
I forgot about that.
This is now like the 6-day mark that's left if you assume everything is happening within like a day of each other, So
now you kind of wonder if this is one of their, not bottle episodes, but one of their like break in case of fire episodes, because it technically could have happened almost any time ever since the last time we saw Jean, right?
Except for the fact that the way this episode ends on the cliffhanger, I think that goes literally right into the next story for the finale. Like, I think this is like the day before that next episode happens.
Gotcha.
Emma is just like little hesitant, but then goes with Scott. And then they have like one of their little like moments of, you didn't betray her. Scott's like, I did betray her. And then Emma does such a good job of not tipping her hat this entire episode too.
Yeah.
Especially knowing where it's going at the end of the episode, just the fact that she's like, I just didn't want to see you suffer and stuff like that. And it's like, God, like, I'm actually like building that empathy for Emma. Even though we like, obviously if you've watched the episode, you know how this is going to end. But that was like, yeah, I felt bad for her. She's like, I made this guy's life worse and I feel guilty about it, Over at the hospital, the MRD start arriving. I think you pointed this out in the last episode when we were recording. They made sure to specify that the hospital had been evacuated too.
That feels like a network note, right? Like, we can't demolish a hospital, right? Like,
it could be a network note, or it could just be you have experience from that happening as a network note so many times that you're just like, cool, this is the stuff we just have to bake into it. It's kind of like how in the new Superman movie, like, because of all the backlash of the Zack Snyder stuff, they made sure to mention how many times that like Metropolis was getting evacuated and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did notice Jean, she threw on all her clothes and stuff like that. She was wearing an X-Men logo necklace, and nobody put 2 and 2 together on that the entire time she's in this hospital.
This is something I love about, and this is a little late in the animation game. I feel like this happened a lot more in the 80s and sometimes in the early 90s. But like when like superhero teams especially, or even like G.I. Joes and stuff, were like super branded and people wouldn't be able to figure out who they were. Mm-hmm. Like, like when you watch like G.I. Joe and like Cobra would be like covert, but they'd still have the giant Cobra logo like on the clothes and stuff. He's like, how did we know that wasn't Cobra Commander in disguise? Like, yeah, I don't know how you didn't know either. It's just... It's like Beast in the trench coat. Beast in the trench coat,
or appropriately, Cobra Commander in the trench coat is also one of my favorite things.
Right.
That was a disguise for him. I want to say it was in Transformers that he appears in one episode as like an arms dealer or something like that, and it's literally Cobra Commander in a trench coat and a fucking fedora, like same disguise as Beast and Raphael.
Yeah. Oh, Raph, man. Yeah.
Yep. The reveal that the hospital has been evacuated. Jean hears that telepathically, actually. So MRD do the thing where they go down the side of the building from the top, go in through the window. She's not there. Jean is running, and then she's scared, runs into a closet, and then I think the nurse's name was Marjorie.
Yeah.
That nurse sucks at her job. Goes in there. And she's like, being like, oh no, it'll be okay. And I'm yelling at the screen at this point. I'm like, I don't trust her. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, she just immediately screams like she's in here and turns her in. This nurse sucks. This nurse is awful. And I'm glad when Jean responds to the MRD running in that she does this massive psychic push that probably scrambled this woman's brain.
Good. Yeah.
Like, the closer you are to the epicenter of this thing, the more fucked you are. So I hope that she is not okay after this. And I can say that because it's not a real person.
Yeah.
But good. I hope her brain is absolutely scrambled at this point.
Yeah.
No.
Watch them tie that loose end up, but not like important storylines.
If we find out that Marjorie's recovered fully, but we don't get the resolution to the main story of the season, I am going to lose my shit.
Yeah, or we find out she gets some sort of weird mutant power because of the brain injury.
You need to watch The Boys Gen V Season 2. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I need to watch Season 1.
Oh, you haven't even watched Season 1?
No, I just got Prime, but also, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, like, I don't really catch up on TV until the end of the year during the holidays, and during the year it's only really like the Marvel stuff in particular. But like
because
with all
I'll annoy you and spoil it for you if you don't.
No, I want to watch stuff, but there's just so much stuff, you know, like back, you know, when there's like 2 things of The Boys happening, like Squid Game has like multiple seasons, and like all the DC stuff is like, okay, I'm just gonna save it for when I like give myself a holiday break. And
you haven't even watched like Has Been Hotel and that stuff, so
I don't even know what that is.
That's the Satan's daughter has a hotel in hell. That
you were playing that at your Halloween party.
No, that was Hell of the Boss.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
What? Oh no, Has Been was on. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because you guys were talking about it because you were pointing at it on the screen.
Oh yeah. You're right. I don't know. At the past few weeks are a blur, Rod. But you see that this huge shockwave hits. Everyone is down 4 miles. I also kind of got like slight vibes from like the end of Infinity War of like people who are driving their cars and then their like brains shut off. People got into accidents and died, right? Like that's
1,000.
There's no way there was a 0 fatality sum on this thing.
Yeah, you like said the snap, or like, you know, growing up in Protestant culture, like the whole rapture, like the 90s rapture, you know, craze and stuff. It was like planes falling out of the sky, and yeah, it was chaos. I mean, we saw like Cyclops and Emma get in a car accident, or the aftermath of it.
Yeah, because he had like veered off the road, and he was like head first onto the the horn, and Emma had enough psychic defense, like as a default, that she was okay-ish on it. So of course they're like, well, that's definitely Jean who's doing that. So at that point, it cuts over to Sinister, who is watching the news, hearing that the CDC has done this big quarantine, and Riptide specifically points out that it happened from the area that the MRD was going because they had a telekinetic, and obviously Sinister, being the genius that he is like, well, maybe it's somebody that had both. Super rare. Yeah. One person comes to mind for it. And then proceeds to call Archangel the Reaper to go save a lost soul. I love when Sinister is written like this, man. Like, he's just a fun character written this way.
Like, kind of Shakespearean.
You know, it's the part that was missing from the Deadpool 2 movie. Like, I liked so much of that movie, but just calling that guy Essex without any of the Mr. Sinister part, it's like, you could have used, like, a Dr. Cornelius or something like that. You didn't have to burn Sinister for that character who is like that little like shit weasel. So
what do you think about, and this is 1,000% a rumor, totally unsubstantiated, but I know you've probably seen it, the rumor that Hugh Laurie is in talks of being cast as Sinister in the live action movies.
I would love to see Hugh Laurie as Sinister if they did the 92 version of Sinister, where it's more of like the fangs and stuff like that. Like, let Hugh Laurie go like horror Sinister. I'm cool with that. I do not want to see The Rock as Apocalypse.
Wait, is that...
not want to see that.
Is that a rumor? Or?
That was one of the rumors too.
Oh,
it's
my God,
less substantiated than the Hugh Laurie one. But like at one point they were like, yeah, he could be this. I was like, don't let him put his kiss of death on the Marvel universe. Because
I was going to say,
Yeah.
You and I are both tangentially have been involved in the Rock projects, and he seems like a really nice guy. But him and Jared Leto, man, like that, not had a great run lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his own movie that was supposed to be like his award show fodder, like just tanked.
I mean, I think it was the new Rockstars that pointed this out. Probably because who was it? John Cena? I think John Cena's getting like accolades for his like dramatic acting and stuff, and especially
Batiste is the one who's doing the best out of everybody.
Okay, yeah, it was like all those guys, and like the Rock's the only one that's like not really hitting that level. But the new Rockstars pointed out like it's probably because of that clause, infamously in his contract where he can't lose. Mm-hmm. And like, how do you play a complex character when you only win?
Yeah, I believe the whole point of his his movie, The Wrecking Machine, is the fact that he has to lose in it. So
okay,
but
you don't have like practice
States.
in it, right? It's like anything. It's like anything else. Like if you like. Both Batista and John Cena have like gone now like close to a decade, right? Playing these complex characters and stuff. And
yeah. I mean, between Drax and then Batista was also in Blade Runner, Knock on the Cabin Door, like all these movies where he's playing a very different kind of character. John is still playing John characters, but at least he'll stuff happens to him. So
yeah.
So we come back from commercial. Archangel arrives at the hospital and does what he loves to do, which is fly in through windows. Scott is driving, around cars parked. He's lucky that it was not a very populated city because there's just enough open space for this. They call it the van. This thing is like a mobile, like I don't know, like it's kind of a Hummer without calling it a Hummer. That is not a van.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a tank.
Yep. And then. Everybody is seemingly down at the Institute as well. So this is within 500 miles of upstate New York. That is what we have learned from the geography of all of this. Inside the hospital, Jean sees Angel, and then while he's supposed to capture her, he literally shoots his razor feathers at the door to try to stop Jean. Jean's powers are not working the way that she would want them to, so she can't do the telekinesis, but gets saved by Scott blasting through a door, which Scott is lucky he didn't kill Jean.
Hey, the power of love, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the thing that happens like 15 times during the episode, Scott shoots somebody. Scott shoots so many people with his optic blast in this episode. There's a later fight scene where I just literally write, Scott shoots everybody in the head, because that's all that happens in that fight scene.
I thought you were going to say that Angel does his best Chumbawamba, because he gets getting knocked out and getting back up again. Like, it just happens over and over and over and over. What I did like, though, is there was that moment where he gets knocked through the wall on that first blast, and he lands outside and is on the cement. The wings obviously aren't messed up, but his pose on the ground is very similar to the pose from when he did get shot through or from the sky and was broken on the ground. It's a very similar pose between the two of those. So, oh wow,
yep. Then Scott and Jean have an awkward, reunion hug, and you get the reveal that she's like, "I have no idea who you are." And they're like, "It's all right. We're gonna take you home." And they go outside. She realizes she has that tinge of guilt of what she did, took out all these people, and stuff like that. And then to your point, Angel starts coming back for the first of 15 times in this big elongated fight scene. He does a attack from the sky. I did appreciate that Emma used her diamond ability to stop the razors to show how strong it is. Scott then murders buildings that have people in them.
Yeah, or the abandoned orphanages, right?
Yes, these were luckily office buildings, so he's hitting high powered executives and not orphans at this point. Emma attempts to do some telepathy on Angel, knows that he's shielded to some degree, and then Scott takes off the visor to do the full unleash of his power on Angel.
Nice.
So in the original series, and then even in the movies, I felt like we never got like Scott taking off the visor was like the moment of full power, but we've had that now with X-Men Evolution and with this one of like, I'm not holding back, I'm letting everything go, and I don't want it focused through the visor. I'm just going raw power on you right now. So
whenever I think about Cyclops going full power and taking off his visor, I think about Children of the Atom, the video game, when his like superpower move, when his bar fills up and he rips it off and the beam fills the whole frame.
That is on the cabinet behind me. That is one of the games that is available on it. So
yeah, well, like I had the Sega Saturn when I was a kid. And played the hell out of it because it was only, this system was so expensive we only could afford like 2 games. So it was like Dreams or no Nights
Into
and
Dreams.
Yeah. Yep. And Children of the Atom. We played 2 games on that.
Very efficient spend.
Yeah, well, so to my credit, it wasn't me or my parents didn't buy it. My older half brother got it for me.
Yeah.
Because I learned I had an older half brother about 3 days before that.
There you go.
We have a complicated story.
Yeah. They start to drive off, and that's where you get a little bit of the reminder info dump of, you know, who Warren is, who Sinister is, and as that's happening, Angel arrives and starts to chase them. It leads to a car crash. Scott is shooting. Here's I gotta ask this. It was probably written in the script as like this dramatic moment, but it was super fucking silly. They go off the edge of the broken highway. Car gets flipped over. Scott uses his beam to punch it over and get it back on. Emma then shifts the car back into drive. At what point, when they were falling off of a highway or upside down, did Emma put the car in park?
She wants to save the transmission, right? She's thinking ahead.
No, I'm not going to accept that.
She's a psychic, right?
She's a telepath.
Yeah.
So they start driving through the tunnel. Angel goes around to the other side. Ends up like cutting them off. They turn around. There's like what I wrote down is just like the roof fight. And then Angel does what he probably should have done at the very beginning of this, which is pop the tires with his razor wings. Like, I don't know why that wasn't his first go-to move on it. And then I did find the animation error of the episode. So back 2 tires get popped. They make contact with another car, causes them to flip over. As the van is flipping over, the tires are all fully intact. Because they specifically showed when the tires popped that the rubber got shredded off of them and it was just on the rim. And then as soon as they did the wide shot, it was like a normal tire yet again.
There was a weird thing here too. When everything crashed, they specifically focused on like a fuel line leaking and then like a fire thing getting next to it.
Yeah, there was like a wire that sparked. Yeah.
Yeah. And they never gave us an explosion.
Yeah, they did.
In the tunnel?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I don't remember
Ron,
that.
Were you taking adamant notes that you missed it?
Maybe because
Angel leans in, grabs Jean, and then Sinister says over their little like diamond headpiece thing to grab the boy too. Doesn't even call him the guy, calls him the boy. And then he fucks off, and then it blows up with Emma inside, and then Emma gets out of it in diamond form.
Oh, so I guess that's what I mean. Is like it didn't give the maybe I didn't even register that as like the explosion I thought it was going to be, because I thought like the tunnel was going to explode because it was
the gas line from the car and only blowing up just the car itself. Yeah.
But it looked like a fire hose, right? Like so much fuel was coming out of it. And so like I guess I registered that moment as just like incidental like fire happening, because then Emma gets out and she goes to another car and like essentially kills a man. Right, like she takes him out of the car,
pulls him out and just like drops him. I mean, he's not
drops him. But that's when I thought. But that's where I thought like that fuel line is going to explode and that tunnel is going to incinerate. He's just going to be like out on the street.
See, I think it was the fuel line was specifically the fuel from just their van, not like a fuel line in the tunnel. So the explosion was already done at that point. So.
Oh, all right, but so she steals his car and then takes off.
Also calls him fat as she's doing it.
Oh my god, yeah.
She's like, oh, you're a big one, aren't you? Something to that extent.
But it wasn't British, so
I wonder if it was supposed to look like a certain person, like if it was a member of the team or something like that. Because we did notice this at like as we got through Evolution, and then especially in Wolverine and the X-Men, background characters were very specifically designed at this point. Like it didn't just feel like generic filler people. So
yeah, it would have been funny. So it'd be funny if it was poking fun of like one of their team members. It would be funnier if it was made to look like an exec, and they did it to get under their nose. And
they didn't realize it because they probably didn't watch like the comps as they were coming through. Yep. And then she drives all the. Oop! I skipped a part. She steals the car, goes off. Angel takes Scott and Jean to like a silo in the middle of like the woods, and that's where you get a little more from Sinister, and specifically calls Scott and Jean the two most powerful mutants on the planet, and then tells the Marauders to prep them. So Angel succeeded. He did what most bad guys can't do, which is have a mission and succeed on that mission.
Right.
Yep. Emma goes all the way back to the mansion. So don't know exactly how far it is, but she stole this poor guy's car and then just drove it all the way back to the mansion. It's not really explained where other members of the team are, but you find Kurt on the stairs upside down. And then you find out that the only other people there are Forge and Wolverine, and that's basically it. She is in Cerebro looking for Scott, and then she basically is... They're like, well, how are you going to find them? And she was like very, very sure she could find Scott. And at that point, I still thought they were like alluding to like the possible love triangle storyline, because it was like kind of like saying, we got a connection, dudes. So
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I like the little nod to that.
Yeah, so I thought at that point it was still the relationship story on it. But what she needed was for Scott to regain consciousness, and that is where you see Scott coming to on the table, and you find out that Scott going after Sinister in his search for Jean is actually what reawakened this mission from Sinister, which I thought was a really fun callback.
Yeah, he was like, I thought she was dead, but you were so convinced that it got me like wondering about it too.
Yep. And then Rod, would you like to talk about the next part, because it is your favorite part of everything X-Men?
Was this me and Joe? I always forget. Is this me and Joe or me and okay. Yeah, so like I was fully expecting the whole cylinder Cyclops semen thing, but they, to their credit, they like made it very clear it was just these two little things that stuck in their neck, and they're like, it's really quick. They said genetic material, but they made no question about where they were getting anything from. And
called them remarkable donors too.
Yeah. And so if you just heard the dialogue, it could sound kind of questionable, but the visuals they gave it, they were like, nope, we're just taking it. It didn't look like blood because it wasn't red, but something from their necks. And
yeah, it was pulling DNA, but it was like they didn't want to show it as red, so they could like argue that it wasn't blood. And then the only problem I have with this entire thing is, he specifies the future of our species, which insinuates that this version of Sinister is in fact a mutant, which we know he's not always a mutant in different versions of the character. The mad geneticist and stuff like that. But also, it's like they're going to create the most powerful combination of stuff to make this like super mutant. In most story instances, that combination is Franklin Richards, who has two non-mutant parents that make it. Because if you look at Cable, which is the insinuated son from all of this, Cable is never the most powerful. There is an alternate version of it, which is Nate Gray, who is the most super powerful in like reality warping and stuff like that. But like I get the impression that like this was alluding to a Cable story, not a Nate Gray story. Could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe the next season was supposed to be Age of Apocalypse, and I just missed all those. But yeah. So they basically would try to stop him after this is all said and done. He alludes that Jean probably would have succeeded, meaning Scott wouldn't have been able to, but Jean could have. And he's like, you know what? So we're going to, take off, and we're going to dispose of both of you guys. And that is where the X-Men pop in. Wolverine bursts in through the roof, stops Warren, and the Nightcrawler teleports in with Emma and Forge. And we get a big fight with Cyclops shooting a lot of people as he gets, saved from his, his shackles and such.
I like his thing, though, is he's watching this big fight with, like, Vertigo and all the acolytes and stuff, and he's like, someone let me out.
Yeah, somebody release me on it. I love how Forge has the Mega Buster from Mega Man on his arm. But then it just shoots a really, fine, specific laser on it.
Yeah.
I thought the dude was going to have, a full-fledged cannon, and instead it's just, ping, and it does what it's supposed to do, but... I like how they showcase Vertigo's powers. I thought that was really well done.
It's very directional.
It's always hard. It's always hard to visualize certain powers when it's affecting the world, but it's not physically affecting something like Magneto's moving metal. That's pretty easy to effectuate, but showcasing that visual for her powers was cool. There's the big fight that happens. At one point, Riptide gets shot through one of those clone tubes, which also tells me Sinister had embryonic clones that were in that lab too. And I think there was a scenario where it was being animated that he was going to get shot into something that was more of a hard surface, because he was leaning backwards over it. And if he was leaning backwards over it and it's all glass, that meant his back was just literally being shredded by whatever.
Stab,
yeah. And Angel eventually is cool, I'm just going to try to kill Scott. And that gets stopped by Jean, who has regained her telekinesis. Angel knows that he's not going to win. He flies off, and then Forge is ready to shoot him as he's retreating. And this is where I have a problem with cartoon versions of Wolverine, because Wolverine says, no, it's fine. We saved her. Let him go.
Right.
And it's no, Wolverine would want to shoot that person down.
And actually, that's exactly the thing that happened in the Rick and Morty this season. He's he's got a gun in his hand and the enemy is in range. Why would he not shoot him when he's escaping?
We get a quick cut to Sinister coming up on a little platform. He's doing a knelt down salute. And then we got Apocalypse, and I yelled because I knew we were not getting resolution to this, Rod.
So we're back to... Wait, was Sinister reporting to Apocalypse in 92? He was on a separate mission, right?
In, not originally, but in the Beyond Good and Evil stuff he was, yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So we're back to that hierarchy now.
Yes. Which I like, because even though we're not getting resolution on it, I like the idea of the Archangel transformation still tied to Apocalypse to some degree, because then it probably would have went into the Horsemen and stuff like that, but not happening. But yeah, God, it's a cool version of Apocalypse 2 visually.
That was very cool. He looked big and ominous.
Yeah, and he smiles, which is always creepy when Apocalypse smiles. There is a news cast going on back towards the mansion where they made sure to specify, very similar to the hospital being evacuated, that the CDC has lifted the quarantine on that zone. I want to know what conversations were happening. If there's ever a reason for the Mutant Registration Act, it's 500 miles worth of people being knocked out.
Yeah.
So had the Kelly thing not been resolved in the previous episode, that would have been the moment where Kelly's let's go.
Yeah.
I'm declaring war on this entire group of people right now.
Yeah.
Jean is on the bed in the mansion with Scott. mentions that she finally feels safe, which I thought we were going to get a happy ending to this episode, honestly. I legit thought this was going to be like feel good before shit hits the fan next week. Scott mentions that Emma is going to help her through it. And then you see that everyone is in the hallway. You get a lot of people who don't say anything other than Wolverine because they didn't want to pay for everybody's voice acting. And Wolverine goes to the door, and as he is about to open the door, you hear the thud of everybody passing out. Wolverine pops his claws, and then they made sure very specifically to pay attention to how Wolverine fell, because otherwise he could have murdered people while falling with his claws out. Inside, Scott is passed out. Jean is confused, and then she's passed out. And were you expecting the inner circle to pop up?
No, like that was such a huge, like, because they just came out of no. I mean, obviously Emma's part of it, but like, I didn't even think they existed in this version of the show. So, and one of them you have not seen before on any of the animated stuff either. The girl in the all black. Okay, yeah. So that's Selene, who is under the old Hellfire Gala where they had the White Queen. She was the Black Queen was her title within within the Hellfire Club. So yeah, it's mainly seeing Emma and Sebastian. I think that signals Hellfire Club to me. Yeah, and then you had Leland there, who's the heavier guy, and I think the other one is supposed to be Donald Pierce, who was in X-Men '92 as well. So, yeah, really cool cliffhanger tag. So we're getting Dark Phoenix in the finale 3 episodes is what this has to be, right? But I can't see what else it could be. Like, I'm not saying we're getting a resolution to the Dark Phoenix saga. I'm just saying we're getting it. But I mean, like, we don't, because, they've been going every other episode, like, right, with alternating stories, so I don't think they alternate off of this. I think this is the finale. Yeah, I think this is the literal pick up next week scenario. Here's hoping, yeah, but you don't know. Dude, if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to. Thank God my workout is I have a boxing setup in my garage, so I don't destroy real things. I will literally just get up, not say anything, and just start leveling that bag, and that's what happens. I should record that, just have my phone going and just have it literally just set up and ready to record in the garage as that's going on. It's just me motherfucking the network for canceling it. All my shit is. Hi, Shawnee. Say hi to the podcast. Hi. Hi, podcast. We're actually talking about you. Hi, hello. We were talking about your smutty book club. Are you in the middle of it right now? Oh, we're recording. We're live. Yeah, we're literally recording. You're now on the podcast. So I should not say anything. Well, you say what anything. This is Shawnee. Whatever. Rod, you psychopath. You at least call me Marvelous She, baby. Considering you guys are talking about comics and shit. Well, you're not in that getup right now. No, I know, but it was kind of sexy. You should send it to John Carl. Ogle over me, okay? Just tell me how good I look at Storm. It was good, John Carl. It was so good. Send us the best picture, and we will post it for all our X-Men fans. I was going to take over the world. Don't tell me shit about it. I'm gonna send it to you. Don't worry, I can send it. Okay. All right, we gotta keep recording. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye. That's the best way this episode could have ended, honestly. Yeah. It ends on me being happy again. But yeah, dude, I'm simultaneously excited and nervous for this finale now. Yeah, right. I mean, granted, we're gonna get the story we want, that I didn't even know I wanted, because they've done such a good job of hiding the Phoenix stuff throughout most of the season. But damn it, it's we're not going to get full resolution and I'm going to cry. Very different than the Remember It tears. So yeah, at least there's 3 episodes to do this. Yes. If it was 1 episode left and that was the cliffhanger, I would lose my shit. So we have an hour. Dude, they're going to plant something that is going to be Age of Apocalypse or
I don't think it's going to be Onslaught because everybody for X-Men 97 is clamoring for the Onslaught story, so I don't think that they hinted at it here.
Yeah, it hasn't happened before.
Yeah, so...
Lucy, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
The best part is the way the camera's set up right now. She's off to the off-camera side, so I don't even see her.
Oh,
she's so sick of your
my
shit.
Hair.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. When we record next week, is she going to wear Christmas garb?
Oh, we can arrange that.
Yeah. Because it'll all be December posts, so...
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Oh. Well, on that note, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any thoughts, make sure you leave them in the comments for the YouTube video, the Spotify upload, or the official Instagram of this. Rate us on the podcast apps. It helps us. Eventually, we'll make money on this show, and we'll be able to buy Rod a 6-pack. So... And then it'll happen when we're number one on CastBox. That's when we'll start making money. Yep.
CastBox becomes the biggest platform.
I mean, that's not saying a lot, but...
Well, I mean, biggest podcast platform.
Oh, for everyone.
In general.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We are done. We will see you guys next week.
See you.